Good afternoon and welcome back to In the Street Trades, a blue-collar view of a white-collar world. My name is Rob. So today, with the market being as red and nasty and almost unwatchable as it has been, I figured we touch base on a piece of legislation that went through yesterday on the 19th, April 19th, that not only affects the cannabis industry in regards to their companies, but also other sectors as well by proxy. So, because a lot of these companies are developing partnerships that I've spoken about in other videos with beverage companies, CPG companies, even cosmetic companies, so pharmaceuticals. So it is an important piece of legislation, and most people just see a headline and they're not sure exactly what it means. So today we're going to dig just a little bit on the surface into it. Nothing too crazy because nobody wants to sit around reading legislation all day. So it is the Safe Banking Act, which is secure and fair enforcement. Now, what this is proposing, and it's not the first time that it's been proposed, this is actually, I believe, the fourth time it's been proposed, but what it would do is it would protect banks that do business with companies in states with legalized cannabis, whether it's medical, recreational. As it stands right now, these companies the cannabis companies themselves are forced to either find small, independent financial institutions or operate as cash business. And given that a lot of them are startup companies, it becomes challenging and difficult. More so, we're also coming out of a pandemic. So securing finances and growing a business is hard enough on its own without having this additional challenge. So one of the things I highlighted on here in regards to this is the American Bankers Association has lobbied for this, stating in a letter that was sent out prior to the vote yesterday that our members are committed to serving the financial needs of their communities, including those who have voted to legalize cannabis, stating the idea is this: yeah, you may not agree with the business, but if it's legal in the state, they should have the same accesses that the rest of the populace does. So this would also open the federally protected banking system to cannabis companies. Like I said, currently it's small independents that are even doing business, but these larger federally protected banks are restricted by law, and this could change that. And the bill would exempt cannabis business transactions from being considered proceeds from illegal activity and subject to anti-money laundering laws. A lot of people won't even try to do business or touch these companies because of the idea that they can be prosecuted or in violation or pay fines. So it is a pretty big piece of legislation. Now, the bill passed this 321 to 101 yesterday, April 19th. Now, this did happen in 2019 as well with a vote of 321 to 103, but it was never taken up in the Senate given the current sway that was happening in the Senate at the time, like who was in power. But since there has been a change of power in this past election cycle, it's more likely at least going to see debate time and time on the floor in general. So the irony of this is 419 is when it did pass, which is a day before 420, which shows you that even our legislators have a sense of humor. But going forward, it was a pretty funny move. Now, why is a bill that seems like a no-brainer so important, not just to states? You think like Colorado, oh yeah, they have legalized recreational and medical, but the thing is there's 47 states that have some form of cannabis legalized in the state. So if you break that down, that means 97.7% of Americans live in one of these states. That covers almost the entire population of the U.S. And the idea that these people aren't represented, or these companies or these employees aren't represented with the same fairness, it's preposterous, to tell you the truth. So it'll be interesting to monitor and see where this goes moving forward. Now, the one point that I like to make is, like, if you are an investor in the sector, and it's something I brought up in previous videos as well, is if financial institutions are unable to participate in this market with the fear of violating the law, think of how this affects U.S. institutional investors. Now, when I did my HEXO video this past week, one of the things I had mentioned was the CFO of HEXO has been in negotiations with non-beverage CPG companies, but they've had a reluctance because of stigma, and with stigma is also these sort of things, like, are we violating something? What's the red tape we got to get around? This sort of legislation can open that up for the entire industry, and when you open it up for that sector, you're opening it up through the partnership as well. So take this piece of information for what you will. Apply it to your own investments. I'm by no means a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Entertainment purposes only. If you did get something out of this, please leave a comment below. Don't short the like button. And thanks again.